Hello, and welcome to Earth Rose Tarot. I'm here to do a love reading for Cancer. How are you doing? Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm sorry it's been a long time since your last Cancer reading. I had to take a little bit of time out just with a bit of overload from work for the day job. Or the night, weekend, every waking hour job as it turned into be. So anyway, thank you so much for tuning back in if you're already a subscriber, and welcome if you're new. This is a love reading for Cancer and Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. It's a general love reading. It's not going to resonate with every Cancer, and you might find that some parts resonate and others don't. So take what is useful and leave the rest. And you can always flip the roles as it resonates for you as well. And this isn't specifically for any particular time frame. It's for the next 3 weeks to a month from the point at which you watch this video onwards. I do just put, at the moment I put June in my, or the month in my title, just so you know in what sequence the videos have gone up. Anyway, so Cancer, I'm going to get some general messages for you first, what you might be dealing with in love, and then we'll go into a full and detailed spread. So my lovely Cancers, oh, and a big happy birthday for me as well, because it's now Cancer season. Happy birthday. So can I get some general messages please first for my Cancers in love. Messages for Cancer please. It's like 7 in the morning here when I'm recording this, so I'm a bit subdued in my voice. That's because I'm not the greatest morning person in the world, but anyway, hopefully it'll be alright. Alright, let's get some messages please. Thank you. Can we get a couple more please for Cancer? Cancer in love please. Thank you. Okay, it's being a bit hesitant so far, so let's just start with those three and see what we've got. Okay, so first of all we've got the Eight of Swords, so that is a very interestingly like a hesitant, stuck, kind of stalled, overthinking kind of energy. Let's see what else we've got. Temperance, there is a need for maybe some internal balance, card of Sagittarius, but this is talking about maybe about patience, maybe needing it, or I'm getting more of like a need to maybe go with the flow, or reach some sort of level of calm and tempering any worries and anxiety maybe. Let's see. Oh, that's good. And then we've got the Sun. So this is a very beautiful energy of positivity and success, but I wonder what is the overthinking is about then, because there does seem to be, I want to say success with moving forward. But yeah, it seems like actually you could move forward in a situation here, or someone that you're dealing with could, but they aren't. It's stalled, as I said, because of some anxious worry and being trapped in mental torment and needing to find that inner balance and peace to be able to go with the flow and be able to move on down the river, like on this Sun card here, rather than being trapped where you are. Okay, so we've got the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So this can be Earth energies, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, but it's essentially, there's an offer here I'm getting of potentially of commitment, or someone very nurturing who wants to nurture a situation with somebody. You might be seeing someone as really having potential for male or female, doesn't matter. This is just someone who generally is very kind and caring, and keeps a beautiful home, and is commitment material. She's my, committed partner, queen of the deck, if you like, wife material, mother of your children material, that kind of thing. So there's an offer here, which was something that could move towards something committed, or maybe it's that someone, is someone here is more focused on something long-term and stable, but someone has some concerns about moving forward. That's what I'm getting so far. So let's get some more for you, Cancer. What can you tell me about this Eight of Swords, please? Ooh. Your card, the Chariot, So again, it's funny because I said even though it's the sun card, you see how it's I think it's Ra, the god of the sun, standing on this boat, moving, you know, on the river, River Nile, I imagine. And I said it's needing to get out of that trapped mentality so that you can actually move on down, you know, and go with the flow and move on down the river. And then look at this. This is about literally, in this particular deck of the Chariot is a ship being pulled by two ginormous fish or something. It's like rushing down that river, like really wanting to move ahead. So it could also be that maybe someone here is wanting to move ahead faster than the other person, and they are wanting to take it a little bit slower, temper those kind of impulsive feelings. This is definitely all about, so far, kind of a situation which has been stuck because of overthinking, because of fear, worry, and needing to, wanting to progress it forward. So can you give me another one, please, for the Eight of Swords? Thank you. The Nine of Cups. So there is serious happiness and romance, wish fulfillment potential here. This is someone that the two of you, I feel like you know this person. This is someone that you will may have spent time with, but it has been, you know, romantic. There may have been some passion, physicality. There's definitely an element of real enjoying each other's company. Could have been, you know, a bit of some drinks involved or something like this. Maybe things, you know, went a little bit further than someone was planning to, or, you know, the attraction is definitely there between the two of you. And maybe, you know, with the help of drinks at a party or a gathering or something, you know, things started to progress, and maybe someone wants to continue along that, you know, let's see where this goes kind of thing, but someone else is holding back. So, sorry about my sniffing, it's just hay fever and it's so gross, especially when I've got a microphone right by my face. Okay, so why is the Temperance card here, please? For Cancer. That was the Three of Pentacles that fell out whilst I was talking about my nose, so I will bear that in mind. But why is the Temperance card here for Cancer? Thank you. Yeah, my gosh. So the Ace of Wands. There is an opportunity here for some sort of new beginning, and it involves that passion, that physicality that I talked about. The attraction is undeniable. There's definitely someone, you know, wanting to maybe pursue this, very driven not just by the physical element, but they're really attracted to the other person, and, you know, the attraction, I feel, is mutual. But essentially someone here is wanting to, like, grasp that new opportunity and go for it, and someone else is far more hesitant. Can you give me, I mean, sorry, I just glanced. I don't normally do this in the middle of the starting messages, but at the bottom of the deck we have the Ten of Cups right now. So there is so much happiness here. There's so much potential for long-term happiness. Like, you know, even someone you could, maybe someone is seeing like this is the person I want to be with. I want to have a family with. You know, this is the one. But there's, yeah. So can I have another card, please, for Temperance and the Ace of Wands? Another one, please, for Temperance. Thank you. Yep. Nine of Swords. Very close companion card to the Eight of Swords. This is someone is racked with worry. It might be keeping them up at night, or they're just really overthinking this, or something is weighing heavily on their mind about some sort of decision. And again, it could be something to do with, I'm getting that it might be because of someone or some relationship they've had in the past, maybe someone that they even had children with. So this could be someone who already has children for some of you. It doesn't have to be, but or even if it isn't, then it's maybe a relationship in the past which they thought was going to be the one and lead to the happy ever after. And I feel like it didn't work out, and this is like is just hanging over them like a dark cloud, and it's really halting the progress here is kind of what I'm getting. and they still need to gain their emotional balance about whatever, you know, that happened, so that they can actually have success. And you know, there's real opportunity here for happiness and victory, and I feel it's almost it's a situation where you could overcome any obstacle that came up between the two of you, but there's just so much mental torture going on. Why is the sun here, please? It could also be that maybe you've been waiting, Cancer, for this person, you know, or you've been very patient and you really want this new beginning, but maybe the stagnancy of this still not moving forward is now causing you sleepless nights as well, because these two energies for me with the 8 and 9 of Swords are very, you know, intertwined. But it could also be that you're now kind of like bouncing that off of each other. Why is the sun here, please, for Cancer? Why is the sun here? Thank you. The moon. Wow. The moon clarifying the sun. Okay. Well, I mean, we have just gone through eclipse season. I feel like we've had the last one now on June 10th, I think it was, where, you know, that caused some epiphanies for some people. It definitely caused there to be decisions made, I think, and I also feel like shake-ups to happen, and things that needed to end so that new starts could happen. You know, it was a very I think it's still being felt, to be honest, that eclipse energy. I say that because the sun clarified by the moon, it just really reminds me of that eclipse energy. But it's other than that, this is, I mean, the moon is about, this one for me is fear of what lies ahead, what could be hidden, what, you know, emotional uncertainty, confusion, worry, fear about, you know, progressing down this path. Where the sun is confidence. It's this again is very a magnetic, successful, victorious energy again, to be honest, for me with this sun, and it's very positive. Where the moon is more of an emotional, not negative, but like a haze of confusion and fear. So let me get another one, please, for the sun and the moon. The sun and the moon, please. I feel like we have a new moon in Cancer, don't we? Coming up in the beginning week of July, I think. Which could be quite significant, but anyway, let's carry on. Can you get a card for the sun and the moon, please? Card for the sun and the moon. You're like, no, I've made my point. Don't get any more cards, thank you. Okay. Strength, wow. So Leo energy here. We've also got Pisces. With the moon, I should say. But yes, strong Leo. I mean, I know some readers call the sun Leo as well. For me, it's more about the sun. But this is needing courage, I would say, to overcome fears, and essentially it could be someone who has maybe some sort of issues with ego and pride as well, potentially, because of this particular sun card for me as well can be a little bit egoic, and maybe the moon could be actually, you know, what is hidden underneath that very confident exterior is also insecurity about maybe even revealing their emotions and, you know, becoming vulnerable with someone again. It could be a nature of the fear, and this strength is not just needing the courage to overcome that, but also to be able to open up and not just have this kind of very strong, untouchable exterior. Wow. And I say that, you know, obviously also about maybe revealing any emotions with that moon card. At the bottom of the deck now we have the Knight of Cups. So I mean, this is is often a love offer, for me, it's someone who has their feelings have deepened for somebody. I mean, with this Nine of Cups card when that came out, I just felt this pure sense of romance between the two of you, and being unable to resist each other. But I don't think it's just physical, because there is also, we've seen the Ten of Cups. There is also someone, has deep feelings, at least one person. I feel like the other person's feelings are more hidden with that Moon card energy. So that's just your starting messages. Let's go into your spread, Cancer, and see what comes up for you. So the spread itself, I'm going to be asking 12 questions about you and the person you have on your mind whilst watching this video. Bear in mind, what was I going to say? See, I shouldn't be doing a reading at 7 in the morning. Bear in mind you can reverse the roles is what I was going to say. So when I'm talking about this is how they feel, this is how you feel. Energy is fluid, so you can just go ahead and reverse it if you find it resonates more the other way around. Let me get the top 12 cards, please, for Cancer. Cancer and the person of interest. Get the spread for Cancer, please. All right. Oh yeah, so there's been, I think you've been waiting. Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. Wow. Okay. Oh, okay. All right, so Cancer, at the bottom of this deck, we have the Emperor now, so that's Aries energy. Now, it's interesting because, again, as I was saying, with that kind of ego, the Emperor can certainly is all about, coming off exterior-wise as someone who is in charge, has it all together, very large and in charge, in power, in control. Very controlled as well. I feel like this is the strength energy as well, quite stubborn, needing to control the situation. And yeah, I feel like this has also caused this situation to stall, because it may have been this feeling of this opportunity and this natural forward movement that maybe the momentum, and then I feel like someone had to have such a strict grip on at what speed things moved forward. They didn't allow it to flow, and that's what's caused this situation to become stuck. So there you go, completely different deck, but Ace of Wands. I mean, this is exactly, I just was talking about it. So yeah, lots of fire energy here, but this is why this Ace of Wands is this this fertile, and I don't mean that in like a necessarily a pregnancy kind of way, but like a fertile moment where something could actually bloom, blossom, from this passion, from action being taken. The Emperor certainly normally is someone who takes action. They take charge as well, but it's all on their terms with the Emperor, which is why things can then, get stuck, because then it needs to, when you try and overly control matters and not just go with the flow, and, then you kind of disrupt the energy that the universe is trying to give you. Interesting. So behind that we have the Ten of Swords. So it may be that they need to actually, they're still dealing with some sort of ending to be able to have this new beginning, but they're still focused on some sort of ending that happened, and that could be why they're not wanting to lose their grip, maybe lose their kind of stoicism that they might be embodying or trying to very much embody. And it's almost like this there is this passion and this attraction, but this is why they're trying to keep the grip on the reins so tight, because of some sort of ending that either they've already experienced that has is still weighing heavily on them, or that they need to end first to be able to have this new beginning. Interestingly, we've got the Queen of Pentacles again. We already saw it briefly in the starting messages. So again, Earth, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. But this is someone of, great value, whether this is you or the person that you're dealing with here, Cancer. It's someone that whoever, the other person is aware how special this Queen of Pentacles is. This is someone who's thought very highly of, is admired, and, as I already said, she's nurturing. She deserves commitment as well. She's someone, she is someone who you don't mess around, or not that you should mess around anyone, but you know what I mean? It's like, oh no, she's not someone that you just treat like an option, or she deserves, everyone does. I'm like tying myself in knots here, but she deserves someone who will, be at her level in terms of nurturing and commitment and stability. And that's what she often craves as well. And another ace, we've got the Ace of Cups here. So I feel like essentially it might be you dealing with an earth sign, or you could be embodying this Queen of Pentacles yourself, Cancer. But essentially I feel like this Queen of Pentacles is offering this beautiful new beginning in love. It doesn't have to be with a brand new person, because I feel like this is actually someone you may have been waiting for already to, get out of their head for a start, and it is weighing heavy on you, which I'll get to in a minute. But so it's not necessarily like a brand new person, I have to say. It's more like this is an opportunity for a new beginning between the two of you, where there's so much love and passion. And I feel like the Queen of Pentacles may be more open about her feelings, whereas, the Emperor is definitely more open to the physical side of things, but more closed off when it comes to emotions. And look, my goodness, we've got the Sun again. Look at this. The Ace of Cups, the Sun. This Sun card for me as well is a very, very different to that other Sun card from the other deck. This is one that's more about, a nurturing. It's like the sun that, brings life to nature, allows things with that kind of kind, warmth to actually, for things to flourish, to come to life, to grow, for there to be abundance. It's almost like a Empress energy for me I'm getting here with this combination. There's such a beautiful opportunity here. So let's see what's going on. I'm going to get your next layer right away, and then I'll go through everything. So can you get the top 12 cards, please? Clarify for Cancer what is already laid out. Please clarify the spread. Top 12 cards for Cancer. Okay. Okay. Sorry. I need to stop making noises like that. Oh, wow. Okay. Damn. And the Queen of Pentacles again for the third time. Let me just take a quick sip of coffee. I'm trying to save my voice. All right, so the bottom of this deck, Cancer, we have the 10 of Cups. So this is, again, absolute happiness. This is joy, and it's love, essentially. This is feeling completely emotionally fulfilled. And I feel like this person is definitely, the situation maybe now like really weighing heavily on you. maybe that they're the lack of progression, but maybe when you do spend time together, it's like you're so happy. There's so much joy and, you know, being in each other's company. Again, I get the sense, as I said at the beginning, of this is for somebody is looking at this other person like, you're the one that I want to be with. Wow, we've got the Wheel of Fortune here, so that's beautiful to see. I mean, the Wheel of Fortune is you know, things playing out in divine timing, which I feel like, don't shoot the messenger, because I can see how much somebody's been waiting here, or the other, you know, and needing to be very patient. But the Wheel of Fortune does tell me that everything is playing out in divine timing. It could have been an element that the timing was just off, you know, whilst you have been waiting. It's been, you know, it hasn't been the right time for you either for this to actually progress. The Wheel of Fortune also talks about that change coming in, often, you know, positive change, I would say. But also there's this element of, you know, divine orchestration. I mean, yeah, let's see what else is there. Wow, okay. And then we've got the Chariot behind that, so that's your energy again. But did I not just say this is all about the timing of when things progressed? But in terms of an overall energy, this is victory, and it is moving forward, but it's like all a matter of time, basically, of when this actually progresses. But this is also, it's moving towards that happiness. So you see how the Chariot is charging towards the Ten of Cups here, essentially. It's just a case of, you know, what is in between the two of that, of actually getting to that point is a case of timing and the universe maybe almost protecting you and arranging it in a way that it happens when it's meant to happen. So at the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Swords. So this Knight of Swords, it certainly is about someone who wants to rush in and communicate something quite quickly, even though this particular knight is not moving. I don't think any of the knights are moving in this deck, oddly enough. But we know that the Knight of Swords is an energy that's fast moving. It can be the unexpected. But this Knight of Swords, you see the sword is actually not even, you know, out of its sheath. It's not raised up or anything like that. This is someone who still hasn't said something, and they may have kept something, some sort of communication or some message that they're still keeping close to their chest. They're holding back, but it's that kind of hesitancy that I felt right at the beginning with the cards, but also like I'm getting like a nervous energy where you might feel like, Cancer, that you might want to blurt out and say something to them, but you're trying to hold it back. Also, you might feel like they're about to finally say something to you and then they hold back. That's kind of what I'm getting. Oof. Now we've got the Queen of Swords after the Knight. And again, her sword is down. She's not saying anything until this person comes to her and makes her an offer. The Queen of Swords is someone who is quite experienced in love. She's been through, you know, difficulties in relationships and love before. She's certainly wise in some respects about relationships, but it also has quite stern boundaries. It's kind of an element of come to me right, or, you know, don't come to me at all. That doesn't mean, you know, you might not be waiting for them to come to you right, but she's not, this is someone who's not saying anything until the other person, you know, comes and offers her their hand, you know, essentially invites her to go with them. So let's see. Oh, that's interesting. Now we've got the Queen of Wands as well. So another queen. I mean, obviously, I should say the Queen of Swords, Air, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Queen of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But, you know, I feel like we're going to see all the signs eventually. So I feel like it's more poignant to point out that there are two queens here for me, which, I mean, the Queen of Wands is, again, she's someone who knows her worth. So it could be this is, you know, someone is embodying both of these traits, as I was saying, having boundaries by maybe gaining their self-confidence, their sense of self-value. It could be someone who's getting a little bit, you know, pissed off even, is kind of what I'm getting from this Queen of Wands energy. And that might be why someone is really tempted to just blurt something out and cut somebody off, because they're sick of waiting, and they, you know, maybe their boundary is getting a bit stronger with this person now. But the other thing I would say is that, you know, there's two queens, which I just have to say as an instinct. Then someone may have been dealing with more than one person, and it may just be something that could have been what they needed to fully close out with that Ten of Swords that we saw, to be able to have a new beginning. Yeah. Okay, let's see. So how you feel about them, Cancer? So you do feel like this is a very strong connection with the Lovers here, obviously Gemini energy, but you really do feel a strong love connection. You might feel a lot of love for this person, and you might feel like they are the person for you. However, this feeling is now, it may have turned into a bit of a burden that you're carrying around, and it may be weighing you down in some ways. It certainly might be feeling a little bit overwhelming and as a burden that you're now, you know, you've met this person, you've got this connection, but as I said, I feel like that you've been waiting and it's been stalled, and now, you know, you might feel like, great, I found this amazing connection, but now it just means I carry this burden around with me of, you know, the love that I feel for them. So how they feel about you. Interestingly, we've got the Four of Wands, so you feel the love is about them, they feel the Four of Wands about you, which would suggest that they also recognize the potential of this connection. The Four of Wands is, you know, someone that you may see the potential, let's say, for marriage. For some of you, this person may feel like you are their married, committed partner, potentially, because we've got the Hierophant, I mean, skipping wildly, but we've got the Hierophant in the current situation, and the Emperor can certainly be a married male, masculine, you know, divine masculine energy kind of thing. But some of you, that could be the case. Others of you, it's that they really genuinely feel the strength, the divine, like, not, they probably wouldn't use the word divine connection, but they feel the strength of the connection between the two of you. Now, you might not necessarily know that, because we also have the Seven of Swords, so they feel like they have not been completely honest with you about something. They may feel like they are hiding, maybe even they feel like they're sabotaging the beautiful potential with you. They may very well be aware that they're doing that, but they may also feel like they need to run from this, emotionally, I mean, and like run and hide is kind of what I'm getting, maybe from the potential of commitment, or you know, an actual commitment. So how they see you, well, we've got the Ten of Wands, funnily enough, is how they see you. And it's interesting because, you know, there's many different Ten of Wands cards. I've got many different decks here. Both of these particular Ten of Wands are people who are continuing to walk on ahead while still, like, they've strapped those 10 wands to their back. Do you know what I mean? Whereas you get some where they've, like, dropped them. So I do not see that they are seeing you as giving up on them as such. It's more that they see that this is maybe weighing heavily on you, and it's almost like you're still not giving up, and you do want to forge on ahead and progress this, but they see you with some clarity with that Ace of Swords. Certainly, I feel like they do see you quite clearly, maybe in terms of if they had some confusion in the past about or they had a misunderstanding about you, then they certainly see you clearly now, if that makes sense. Maybe they didn't see you completely accurately, is kind of what I'm feeling off of this card. And yeah, so well, that's changed. They've had they do see you with, you know, some sort of epiphany. But it could also be that they see that you have maybe found something out as well, and that could be part of the why they're now seeing you as like quite burdened, quite overwhelmed, quite weighed down, because you have also, maybe could have been you that's had the epiphany or had some sort of realization about them. We'll get a little bit more clarification first. So what happened in the past, we've got the Seven of Pentacles and the World card. So the Seven of Pentacles is talking about, there's definitely an energy of reviewing and reflecting and deciding whether to continue investing in this, and also considering whether, you know, the investment you've put in is actually paying off. There's definitely a waiting energy. Now with this World card, it may be that it's kind of like, well, the World is about an end of cycles to be able to begin new cycles. It's you know, closure of chapters. So it could have been, you know, deciding to close a chapter where someone had invested a lot in, or, you know, just trying to decide whether to close that chapter on a situation where they had put a lot of effort and investment into it, but they were starting to feel like that, you know, it wasn't actually you know, giving them back the investment that they put into it, is kind of what I'm getting. Now, well, I'm not sure if you know, what decision was made here, but someone was definitely been thinking about it. But it could have also been that, you know, the waiting for this, you know, bushel of pentacles to actually pay out, almost felt like there was, that this chapter needed to end, basically. That could be why they're also seeing you as maybe that this did come to an end. It could be that they're not seeing that you're carrying it around anymore. It could be that you were waiting so long that they feel like you had some sort of epiphany, that, you know, you were just waiting in vain, and you dropped this after, you know, basically the Ten of Wands can also talk about kind of feeling hopeless, and that you're not going to, this is just a burden and you have to give up on it. So the current situation, interestingly though, this is the current mutual energy as well. We've got the Eight of Wands and the Hierophant. So someone definitely, or both of you, really want to communicate with each other, or someone definitely wants to talk to the other person about commitment, I would say, and also what they've, maybe that they've learnt some things, that they've, you know, taken some time to do some even just kind of getting like improve themselves through not like self-help, but kind of doing the work that they need to do on themselves to maybe learn some lessons about what they were running from, potentially. I mean, the Hierophant is definitely, this can be establishments of marriage, of, you know, religion, of beliefs. So it could have been that someone has learnt, even maybe from other people, or, you know, taken the time out and got advice or seek counsel about their beliefs in the subject. And now as a result, there is this fast moving communication coming in, that someone wants to, you know, maybe even both of you want to speak to each other very much. And this, I feel like if it's not happening yet, then this is going to be your situation soon, where suddenly, you know, communication is picking back up. Now, what your person wishes would happen in the connection, Cancer. We've got this Virgo energy with the Hermit, but the Seven of Wands is, it's quite defensive. So they may want to defend themselves, is kind of what I'm getting. It's also an energy of maybe keeping you at arm's length. And it could be because they feel like they still have more, they need more time alone with that Hermit card. This is still someone on quite like a solo journey of soul searching and spiritual awakening. Even if it's not spiritual awakening, it's, you know, it's a journey of understanding that they may feel like they still need to take embark upon on their own. So they may still want to kind of keep you at arm's length in some way, as kind of what I'm getting. Now, the block or the challenge here, well, we've got the High Priestess, so more, this is moon energy for me, and the Five of Cups. So the block or the challenge of this progressing, first of all, it's it could be someone is not necessarily trusting, didn't trust their intuition, or is not trusting their intuition about the other person, and it's causing them to, you know, now have regrets, disappointment. I feel like it's also that someone has a lot that they're keeping beneath the surface in terms of sadness. This is like someone maybe struggling with some, you're not struggling, but they might be drowning their sorrows a little bit, and but it's someone that didn't see the connection between the two of you. It's kind of what I'm getting, that it maybe that they are now seeing you very clearly, maybe now that you have almost given up on them, basically, and they feel like they have sabotaged this beautiful connection, and they're full of regret. But this is also the block, because if someone is focusing on what has gone wrong, they don't see that, you know, the connection is still there, because you still feel the love is about them. Do you know what I mean? They still feel the Four of Wands about you. But it's almost like, you know, maybe someone feels like they didn't trust their, or maybe someone didn't listen to their intuition when they needed to, and instead they allowed kind of negativity, pessimism to, you know, they listened to that instead. And now, you know, this is a situation of regret and sadness. So, what are the intentions of this person towards you, Cancer? At this time, we've got the Three of Wands and the Devil. So the Devil is Capricorn energy, but it is an energy of, I mean, we've got, sorry, I should say the Hierophant is Taurus. We've got Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn, so you could definitely be dealing with an earth sign, but or someone with strong earth in their chart. But anyway, it doesn't have to be. The Devil is, this particular Devil, if you see as well, this Devil is pulling the strings of, you know, of these people that are working on him. It's almost, it's feeding, unfortunately it's kind of like a vicious cycle, essentially, because the Devil is keeping them trapped, focused on putting more work into the strength of the Devil that's keeping them trapped. You see what I mean? It's like a never-ending circuit. Now, I don't think that's their intention to do that to you at all, but I feel like their intention perhaps might be to still wait, because they still feel that they have this hanging over their head, quite literally, as I said at the beginning, something that is, they're still feeding, though. I don't think that's an intentional aspect of it. I feel like this is me giving you this extra information, that they don't realize that they're actually still feeding into the very thing that they're waiting to break free from. I mean, it's even with the traditional Rider-Waite Devil, the chains that are around the two people's necks on the card are big enough that they could just lift them off their head. So they don't have to be stuck. But I feel like this person their intention is to wait further and to continue, you know, looking out to the future, because they may still need to get some sort of release from toxic, you know, maybe toxic vices, but also maybe just something that's still keeping them stuck. And that may be why they still feel like what they want to happen is for them to continue on their kind of solo journey of soul searching, if you like. So what you need to know about their current situation, well, they feel out in the cold with the Five of Pentacles. They feel they may feel like they've put you out in the cold, but also that they are putting themselves out in the cold, if you know what I mean. I mean, their current situation is feeling a sense of lack, maybe not having enough, not being enough to maybe even support someone who deserves, as I said, commitment and, you know, may want a family and stability. They might not feel like they have enough. Now, if you're dealing with someone, you're like, no, they do have enough, like monetarily, then they don't have enough, even if it's pentacles, emotionally, to actually provide that stability. That's their current situation. With the Page of Wands, this is also like the Page of Wands is like a playful, flirtatious, immature energy as well. I feel like they are in this kind of they're still, their current situation is still kind of playing at, you know, wanting to remain lighthearted and you know, just have fun. I kind of want to say as well, you know, flirting with people, or, you know, I keep hearing Puck, or, you know, I keep thinking of Puck from Midsummer Night's, I hope it's Midsummer Night's Dream. My brain is a bit foggy right now, but yeah, I keep thinking of Puck, like just being that kind of mischievous, you know, having fun, playful, but nothing too definitely not like emotionally invested, and no requirement for stability either. It's a very like fleeting energy. Is their current situation, but it's interesting they want to talk to you about the Hierophant. But anyway, now the action that they're most likely going to take towards you next, Cancer, I do see them gaining the strength to reach out to you, with obviously the strength, you know, card is card of Leo. Again, the Page of Cups is often an apology, but it is otherwise it's reaching out with feelings. It doesn't have to be an apology as such, but it is reaching out in an emotional way, maybe because they do genuinely care about you. I also get this sense of wanting to heal, or the action that they are most likely going to take is, well, they certainly want to reach out and try and heal things with you. I feel like their pride, as I said at the beginning, they didn't allow you to get close to them in an emotional way so far, even though they had pain that maybe, you know, that not that you were there to like heal them up like a nursemaid or something, but you could have actually relieved them of their pain just with the kindness that you wanted to show them. But I feel like their pride got in the way, and I feel like they're going to reach out and almost allow you in. It's weird because I'm kind of getting that they're going to allow you to actually get close and heal them. You're like, they need to heal me, not the other way around, but I hope you know what I mean. Now, your advice. We've got the Knight of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, I'm not going to, you know, sugarcoat it, but the Knight of Wands is someone inconsistent, as they're quite focused on the physical. They're very passionate, they're very attracted to you, but they are inconsistent. They come in, they go out. And the Nine of Pentacles, I mean, this is someone also who enjoys their independence and the single life. As a combination, I have to say that you might be dealing with someone who wants to remain single right now, and that is your greatest advice, to know that, to be aware of that, because I see that they may have been running from what they knew could turn into long-term commitment. So that might be that you need to know that about them. Let's get another layer before I say anything else there. But what is going to be happening between the two of you in the next few weeks or next month? We've got the Four of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. So there she is again. Four of Swords is more silence, I have to say, which is quite contradictory considering the current energy is this Eight of Wands and this communication. But it is definitely a healing from heartbreak. It may just be like a rest, someone healing, resting, but it's positive, even though it may suggest that is going to be more quiet time ahead, because it does suggest that they are actually processing some sort of, or you might be processing, Cancer, some sort of heartache. With the Queen of Pentacles, I feel like this is someone who's maybe focused more on their career, their home, and themselves. With this particular Queen of Pentacles, this is someone who is aware of her worth and may just be needing to also rest and remember, you know, her good qualities, and, you know, and that she is worth commitment and not someone who just really just wants to stay single. But let's get a third layer here. And I'll go through everything one more time. So for Cancer, please. You get the top 12 cards to clarify for Cancer. And of course, if this isn't your reading, don't fret. You can always just check out your other placements. Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus are often best or most useful. And if it is, or you enjoy it, please do leave me a comment and let me know. I love to hear from you guys. And if you enjoyed the video and you would like to like the video and subscribe, then that would be absolutely wonderful. And thank you so much for all of those of you that do. So with the 12 cards, please, for Cancer. Okay. Yeah, wow. Yeah, wow. That's interesting. Yes. Okay, so, yeah, this, all right. Seven of Pentacles again. My God. Five of Cups again. Ooh. Okay, that's very good. Very, very good. For you, Cancer, I feel. Okay, so at the bottom of this deck, we've got the Three of Pentacles. So this is someone coming forward and basically saying that they do want to put the work into this. Basically, they do want to actually invest in this situation. Now, it could be that you've been waiting for this person to actually, you know, say to you that they are invested, that they want to do this. So let's see what's going on. Okay, no, very good. Underneath this, we have the Six of Wands. This Six of Wands card is talking about someone coming forward with communication. If this is all, for me, the Six of Wands card is almost like a peace treaty where someone, you know, there has been some sort of friction, some sort of conflict, and there's been like a distance between the two of you as a result. But this is someone crossing that distance to actually come forward with a message. I do feel like this is someone wanting to maybe compromise, maybe wanting to work with you a little bit more rather than against you. They could be coming forward and saying that, but let's see. But yeah, see, I'm still getting this very like conflicted feeling, and that we've got the Nine of Swords again, exactly as at the beginning. This is really like someone is probably not sleeping, maybe having nightmares, or just, they don't even have to be having nightmares, they'll be giving themselves nightmares because they'll just be thinking about it, and like their inner demons basically telling them that things will go wrong. I almost get this sense of like catastrophizing and thinking of the worst possible outcomes and thinking of all the ways that this is a bad idea. But someone really does want to come forward and, you know, say, bring this message to say, I do want to put the work in. But I mean, their thinking is getting, you know what I was saying about they're kind of unwittingly continuing to feed the very devil that is keeping them stuck. Maybe that'll be the title for this. But at the bottom of the deck, we've got the Four of Wands. Again, beautiful card of celebration, commitment, of joy, marriage, long-term, you know, you name it. Okay. we've got the Ten of Swords next to that. And look how this person can barely even look at their reflection in the mirror where they can actually see those 10 swords. I'm seeing a couple of things here. I'm seeing that someone still has not completely dealt with the ending of a commitment that they thought was going to be the end all and be all for them. Or if they're aware that it's over, but they still haven't been able to release it, and they haven't been able to face it completely. The other thing I'm kind of seeing, considering, you know, this person with the Knight of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles, it could be that you Cancer, haven't wanted to acknowledge that this might be over because this person isn't able to give you the commitment. But I feel more strongly it's the first thing, you know, that someone, as I said with that Emperor, really needs to kind of just completely leave an ending in their past. They can have this beautiful new beginning, but then they haven't completely processed it. Yeah, and look at this. We've got the Star, card of Aquarius after that. This is healing. This is healing from that painful ending that they haven't been able to completely put behind them. And they are being guided towards you, Cancer. All the other way around. You may feel guided towards them as well. But this is like being drawn towards each other, and it would bring so much healing and happiness and love. But in their I guess I don't want to repeat myself too much, but I feel like that is what's going on here. So how you feel about them is clarified by the Nine of Wands. So this, essentially you might feel like now the Nine of Wands in general is like the wounded warrior who has gone through a lot, and oftentimes I would say has not actually given up. They're still holding on to one wand, you know, in terms of they haven't completely given up. But I feel like you're right on the edge, to be honest, Cancer, who this is resonating for. You are right on the edge of just dropping this, because even if you do have these such strong feelings for them, it's just weighing so heavily on you now, and you may feel like you need to have some sort of stronger boundary towards this person, to put a wall up to protect yourself. Now, how they feel about you is, clarified by the Four of Cups. So this is what I mean. They feel like they have potentially, it's like they're aware that they are potentially sabotaging something that could be incredible, and they feel like they are potentially ignoring you as a way to deal with it rather than face it, basically. Because this particular Seven of Swords as well, I should mention, you see how he's carrying 5 swords, and then on the door is 2 swords depicted there. So if you think about the Two of Swords, that is about denial, of not dealing with something, of not making a decision, of trying to be blocked as well, and really trying not to face something. And the Five of Swords is often talking about, you know, silent treatment, ghosting, running, you know, can just be walking off from communicating with someone and just leaving them, you know, waiting for communication, I sometimes get, and the silent treatment. So I really feel like they do feel like they're aware that they're doing this to you, and that they are ignoring potentially a beautiful opportunity. Sorry to say. I don't feel like they're bored or anything like that with you. There's more like they feel like they are they feel like they are missing an opportunity with you by how they're behaving. Like you are slipping through their fingers is kind of what is in my head. Now, how they see you is clarified by the Page of Wands. So I think they also see that you could be the spark of that new beginning. It's kind of giving me an Ace of Wands vibe again here, because also the Ten of Wands, you know, funnily enough, the Ten of Wands can talk about that, the Ace of Wands energy, because it's, you know, when you actually drop that burden, that means that you can have the new start. But this Page of Wands also is like this, in this deck, is the spark that can start the fire. It can start that passionate action happening. And they see you clearly, as I said, with all of that. But I also see that you are, they see that you are about to give up, that maybe you have had some sort of realization about this connection, and that they may they may see that you are prepared to take your spark elsewhere, is kind of what I'm getting. Now, what happened in the past is clarified by the Death card, so card of Scorpio. So what I really feel is that in the past, someone was going through a transformation, or needed to go through a transformation, let's put it that way. The world and the death together is massive. This is real end of one chapter in someone's life, so that they can go into the next one. But I feel like you may have been waiting for them for a long time to actually step through that gateway, that boundary, I just tried to say, to step into that new chapter. And you've just been waiting, and they've been kind of deliberating, procrastinating, and it's been because of fear of the unknown, of maybe fear of losing a chapter of their life that they have been used to, whether that is, being single and being, unattached and not committed. So the current situation energy is clarified by the Six of Swords, which is very interesting because this Six of Swords is positive. It's forward movement onto more peaceful waters, definitely. But it's also, you see how there's two people in this boat together moving forward. She's actually directing the oar, and the masculine, if it depicted here, it doesn't matter, it could be the other way around. But whoever is embodying that emperor energy, let's just say, of the stubborn, trying to control the situation, they're actually letting go of some sort of ideas. You see, also, it's exactly what I was saying about their beliefs, their ideas, maybe about traditions, about what they want is changing. And I think I said they want to talk to you about what they've learnt. But you see how this Six of Swords, he's actually throwing his swords into the water and allowing her to, the other person, to change the course of the boat, and for them to go in go forward together. So I really feel like someone really wants to talk to you about maybe a change of mind, a change of what they thought that they wanted has now changed, and moving forward, essentially. But what your person wishes would happen in the connection, Cancer, is clarified by the Four of Swords. So essentially, they also, at the same time, it's a very conflicted message. They also feel like they need more time. As I said, with that Hermit card, they still feel like they have more soul searching to do. They have more to learn, to more information to gather, maybe. So with this Four of Swords, what they really want is to not communicate yet. This Four of Swords to me is someone who's not ready to actually speak, to have the conversation that is potentially needed, I would say. I'll get to that in a sec. So what they're wishing for now is to essentially stand their ground. A very stubborn energy, definitely, but also, that what they want to do right now is not communicate, to still isolate themselves off, and, to go on their solo journey is what they want right now. So what is the block or the challenge of this moving forward? I mean, sorry, 1 second. Stop the phone from going on low battery. Yeah, I can get that back in, okay. Oh. Is it gonna stay? I have the dodgiest little tripod. Okay. See, I knew doing a recording recording at 7 in the morning. Something was going to go wrong. I thought I was going to lose my voice. I think that's coming next. Sorry, guys. Oh, you haven't seen me for like 2 months and then I come back and I'm amateur hours. Sorry, guys. So, the challenge of this moving forward is clarified by the 8 of Wands. So, this 8 of Wands is communication. Obviously, it's the current situation as well. So there needs to be communication between the two of you. The irony being that what they want to happen is more silence. That's what they feel that they need. And, you know, you've got to respect that, sure. But the block is actually the silence. It's someone, as I said, keeping things to themselves and causing, as a result, a lot of regret, disappointment, sadness, maybe, you know, having a cry over a glass of wine. And what was neat, I feel like it's like this, essentially, is the block or the challenge. This is not happening. This 8 of Wands. This 8 of Wands talks about communication going back and forth, and there's an element of compromise, of flexibility, of it going, you know, flowing. But instead, someone is choosing to keep everything bottled up. And their intentions towards you, Cancer, is clarified by the 7 of Pentacles. So essentially, their intention, now bearing in mind, the intention is not necessarily what someone does, but their intention is to continue like waiting, you know, for another time in the future, because they feel like they still can't yet break free from whatever is in, you know, is telling them that they're not going to succeed, that they're, you know, is holding them back, essentially, and to continue reflecting, to continue procrastinating. They won't say that my intention is to procrastinate. Their intention is to continue reflecting and reviewing, maybe on what they have, what they want, whether they want to continue investing. That's their intention, basically. Now, what you need to know about their current situation is clarified by the Justice card. So it's card of Libra. I mean, some might say that this is an element of karma happening in their current situation. They might be dealing with some sort of karma from, I feel like, again, just being, you know, very mischievous, very light-hearted, very childish even, and they might be now facing some sort of facing the karma as a result of that, of feeling, you know, lonely, and out in the cold, like they've put themselves out in the cold, as I said. Otherwise, their current situation, I would say that with this Justice card, they want to make things right. They might be trying to take action to make things right, but it's in a very, I still get this element that they're still in quite an immature and I'm kind of getting like irresponsible kind of manner, and I feel like there is an element of karma playing out, to be honest, about if they have been irresponsible in any way, they're now kind of dealing with the fallout from that. For some of you, they might be dealing with some sort of legal situation, maybe some sort of separating out of assets, which might be making them feel like they are in lack, like they are maybe losing money, or there might be some sort of concern about that because of some sort of court case, or, you know, separation of property, something like that. Now, the action they're most likely going to take towards you is clarified by the 5 of Cups. So this is the same as in the block and the challenge, but I do feel like the action they're most likely going to take is to basically reach out, because they have such regret for where you're at now, how things have gone, the fact that they have potentially missed a beautiful opportunity, that they know they've sabotaged it, and so this is why they want to actually reach out and allow some healing. Funnily, what I'm getting as well with this Page of Cups and the 5 of Cups becoming the 6 of Cups, I definitely feel like they want to, the action they're most likely going to take is to try and re-enter your life. It is a little bit wishy-washy. It's a little bit like, how can I put this? Because even when you care about someone, what and this is no shade, but what I'm getting is kind of like they're going to try and make you feel sorry for them and try and appeal to your kindness to actually help them. Now, it's completely up to you if you want to do that. I actually feel like, to be honest, if this person had done that in the first place, then things would have gone a lot better. And I think this is why this keeping everything bottled up, trying to push you away and not trusting their intuition about the strength of the connection in the first place. That's why, there's such regret and that this was blocked. But I would say that their action is to kind of reach out, maybe to defend themselves if you are now guarded against them, if they feel like you've had some sort of realization that you need to give up on them, and to try and make you feel sorry for them is kind of what I'm getting, I have to say. Now, your advice is clarified by the Tower card. The Tower card is definitely like, well, it's things falling apart, it's upheaval, it's destruction, it's Mars energy. Couple of things here. For some of you, it may just be advising you that this person is still inconsistent and not necessarily able to commit. So that might be why they wanted you to know that, to try and avoid a Tower moment for you, basically. Avoid you having to go through, something which really maybe even destabilizes your independence. I would say, in terms of advice, it's to be careful with this person who is, I'm not saying they're a bad person, but they definitely have an unsettled soul, is kind of what I'm getting in terms of this conflict. Like they know that they're screwing things up, like almost, half intentionally, and they don't want to miss this opportunity with you. They want to actually, let go of what they thought they wanted and move in your direction, but they're still acting like a page of wands. They still want to kind of keep you at arm's length. So I would definitely say, the advice here is to be cautious, because this person is inconsistent. And, I would say also that potentially it might be that they still want to remain single, essentially, at the moment. But also it could be to be, don't let them and their kind of conflicted energy rock your stability that you have attained, your independence as well, Cancer, and to what you have created for yourself to kind of crumble. It's kind of what I'm getting there. Now, what's going to be happening between the two of you the next few weeks, next month, is clarified by the Empress. So this is good to see, because I would definitely say that the Empress here is obviously divine feminine, but she is, in this deck especially, she is a warrior. She's very strong. It's funny how these two, the Queen of Pentacles, for me, normally I always think that she, levels up into the Empress, similar energy. Obviously, this can be Taurus and Libra as well, I should mention. But regardless, it's Venus. It's love, it's abundance, it's strength, kind of strength from kindness is what I get with this Empress card. I do feel like there might, and it's just funny because how they've both got red hair, which I've just noticed. So it's definitely like a leveling up. I feel like there might be someone still doing some healing from, scars of the past. It might also be you as well, Cancer, taking time out to look after yourself, as I got with that Queen of Pentacles before. But in that process, you are remembering how special you are. You're remembering your worth. You, in that Empress mode, you don't suffer fools either. It's for me, the Empress is love and kindness. It's not, you're not cruel or mean or bitter or anything like that with this energy, but you know how much you're worth. And as a result, if you need to look after yourself and have that self-love, and I feel in that process, you become even more, admired, attractive. You do level up by knowing your worth, by remembering it, and taking the time to look after yourself, not just to, this person just to kind of, I don't know, to, you know, making you wait, but then also wanting you to feel sorry for them, because they, you know, they want to defend themselves, but they want to push you away, but they also don't want to actually push you away. And, you know, at the end of the day, I feel like if I had those romance angels cards, which I don't have, but I have seen other readers use them, of course, if I had them, I feel like what would be coming out would be that your knowing your self-worth makes you even more attractive in love. If I don't know the words off by heart, but you know what I mean. I hope you know that card. So that's what I've got for you, Cancer, for this time. I really hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope you found it useful. I hope it resonated. Please do let me know. Leave me a like, subscribe to the channel. I'm so sorry the camera fell over, and also that it's early and I'm not my usual bouncy self, but I really hope you enjoyed the reading anyway. Thank you so much for watching and for all your support so far. I'll speak to you soon, Cancer. Take care. Bye.